Welcome back, guys, to another episode of QuakeLive Plays. It's the fourth one. I was on holiday last weekend for the first Summer Cup brought to you by Faceit, but Evil and Toxic did play again, much like in my first video, and I haven't seen this game yet. It's Furious Heights again, but I wanted to cover it because I heard that it was a pretty awesome game, and I'm using the awesome pause script as well, which cuts out the sound when I press the pause button. So let's just get straight into this. Let's not delay any longer. Here we go. Switch pause there, switch the view, switch the scene. And here we go. Okay, on Toxic to begin, gets this spawn at the rocket launcher at the mega side, and he heard his opponent spawn above him or near above him, so he doesn't really want to delay that mega. He wants to get it as soon as possible. And here we go. I'm gonna go pick it up straight away and take the yellow as well. And he's gonna jump straight down. You can see, of course, Evil did indeed have that spawn above him, picking up the LG straight away. And Toxic, I think we would have really liked to see him try and move his way onto the LG. It's actually quite a close position. It would have been hard for Evil to stop him taking the LG, and with the stack advantage he would have been able to pull out the LG in time and probably win the fight. So not liking Toxic's decision here, but let's see how it goes. Some good rockets, some good damage there, and Evil returns quite well, but the 50 goes to Toxic and he picks up the LG. So what are his options like now? So he has no armor. He probably removed. He can guess that he removed a significant amount of armor, probably all of the red from his opponent, but maybe he has a little bit left, like maybe 25 or something like that. And we've got of course the red as the next big item spawning, but Toxic doesn't really have much in the way of health and armor. So there's kind of two decisions you can go with here. You can either go with let's get weapons and pressure and take kind of safe armors on the side. Or, I mean, because if you look at how low he is, one bad rocket and he dies. Like a few bad plasma bolts or shotgun blasts and he dies. Like, he's very vulnerable right now. So you can either go the safe route, pick up the rail, pick up the next yellow and damage onto the red and get yourself into position onto Mega as a safe play. Or he can try to intercept his opponent, try to just stand on the red armor and just play his chances right there. So he has a choice between those two plans. Let's see what he does. Okay, this changes things now. This can kind of change his plan. He heard below Evil making the water sound. Evil may or may not know where Toxic is right now, but Toxic knows that he shouldn't drop here, most likely, unless he knows he's going to catch Evil's back. But that's kind of unlikely, I think. But let's see if he goes for it anyway. He's going to go for the silent drop. And actually, in fact, Evil was making his way over to the yellow and the rail. So this is good for Toxic. He's got position, but look at how vulnerable he is. It's all a little bit of damage. They're both so low. And yeah, you can really see exactly the situation after that mega fight. Oh my god, Evil just missing the 25 pickup there. And so right there, it was really nice from Toxic. He decided, okay, I know Evil's really low. So with a good spawn, you can go for the rush. He did so. He wasn't able to finish it though. Even though Evil actually missed the jump for the 25, he does mess it up. But this is good for Toxic. You can see why trading here, a frag for damage and potentially a kill onto Evil can be really good. Because where is Toxic likely going to spawn here? Well, he should spawn towards the mega side, so he should have position on mega and it's spawning. So Evil's going to try to rush over to that side. Well, perhaps not, but never mind. He picks up 25 and you can see there you go. There's a rocket. Evil knows that Toxic's on this mega now. So that shows you that was a smart rush by Toxic for sure. Even if he ends up dying there, he's going to have the advantage on health and armor. The only thing he's going to be lacking perhaps is maybe some weaponry, but Evil without the rocket launcher, it's not going to be too much of a disadvantage just yet. So right here, Evil's going to have to back away, most likely. He can try to... He's got two options, really. He can either duck in for some quick peek railing, if he can avoid the rockets, which is a bit of a risk, or he can just immediately go back towards that other yellow and pick it up straight away. And, of course, health is a huge concern also, and there is a 25 on that side, so I would imagine he's going to bias towards that, but he's going to go for the quick damage. Kicks up the 25 en route, and the next one as well, trying to deal damage, but Mega's long since taken. Hits a rail. This is really risky from Evil. I have to say, I don't really like it from Evil there. Again, if we evaluated his options, the Mega was taken. He may or may not have known that. We can see that because of the timers. And well, this early in the game, Evil should actually sort of track on the Mega. But yeah, so that was kind of a bold move. And he couldn't really gain that much from it. He could have fallen back instead onto the yellow and made a defense on the red and not given up a frag. But now Toxic's going to have such a strong play onto this red. Unless Evil's here around if Evil was around the choke point there with the plasma gun spawn, it would have been really strong and Toxic would have been in mortal danger. But luckily for Toxic, that wasn't the case. Evil will steal this red, but good aim, good positioning from Toxic will secure the frag. We'll be able to pick up the 50 as well. So Toxic now repositioning himself for Mega. Now this is going to be a little bit of a flimsy position for Toxic. He's going to have to really use positioning and his weapon advantage well. There you can see good position from Toxic. But just getting caught there by the side of Evil. And unfortunately the wrong guess from Toxic. The wrong guess from Toxic. Evil approaching from below. Toxic heard it. He was already kind of committed in his position because as soon as he moves, Evil knows exactly where he's coming from with the sound cues. And the ideal spot for Toxic there would have been behind the teleporter, basically. So Evil does pick up that frag. As he rushes down to this red here, the only danger is Toxic spawned the plasma and was be able to stand right on the red armor, but luckily for Evil, that's not the case. So Evil's position right now, he's thinking, okay, I've got all the items, I've got a decent cycle going on, there's 5 seconds between Mega and Red. Now it's just time to hunt frags, because he knows that Toxic has absolutely nothing, 50 at best. So this is a really, really good time to try and hunt. So if we want to talk about hunting here, it can be very, very difficult. One effective method can just be to, or rather safe method, if you really don't know where your opponent is you can try to set up some kind of positioning, if you imagine a close defensive setup on a red armor, like standing on the red or something like that, or around the choke points near the red, that's what you do if you're going to defend the items it spawns. But if it's far away from spawning, but you want to move out around the map a little bit further out, just a little bit further out, maybe to mid-map, the top areas like Evil is now, because you can get back to the red quite quickly, and you're never going to be out of position, and you might just catch your opponent. And that's really something you can do if you really have no idea where they are. And you can see that's exactly what Evil's doing. He's kind of circling the kind of area, the perimeter of the red armor, and it finds his way back onto the red. A really good damage from Toxic. And those rockets were quite terrible at the start from Evil, and luckily he hit 3 perfect ones afterwards to save himself. But you can see Toxic nearly made a frag there. Toxic knows Evil's low, and the Mega is spawning. And here you go, off the spawn, Toxic with the LG. Evil is in a lot of trouble now. He cannot jump for it, and Toxic knows he can most likely get this. But the only thing that can stop him is the rail, and Evil hits the rail perfectly. So again, that's a very marginal play. It's kind of a play Toxic has to make, because you can't guarantee that your opponent will hit that rail. If he misses that one rail, you get the Mega and you get the kill most likely. So, and the red and so on. So it was the right play for Toxic to make that. So now Evil, we can see he's got his opponent locked away at the yellow armor side. So does he want to go in for the kill here? Well, we can see there's quite a lot of time before the next red and before the next Mega, and his stack is it's okay. It's enough to make some pressure, but not enough to make a commitment into a bad position. So Evil's looking for pressure damage here because he doesn't want to commit. He just wants to keep Toxic's options very limited. So cut him off, deal some damage, and control his approach. But this was very good from Toxic because he managed to actually get himself out of that kind of trapped position where he can only go high here or low through the red armor area. So now Toxic's out on the Mega health spot, and Toxic just gets nailed by the Rail of Evil. I mean, that's just an execution victory there for Evil. So now Evil's got everything nice and secure, and he can really take his pick. Of course, red is the next item to spawn, so he's going to go for the setup, defensive setup. He doesn't have to be aggressive here. He would like to get back to Mega, just defensively set it up right now, because Evil's priority at the moment is, okay, I have a frag advantage, just make solid control, just solidify the control. So make all the safe plays, defend all the items, be textbook. And there you go, gets caught out. And hits an amazing pixel rail. The interesting situation there was actually Toxic had the LG out, but in Quake 3 you can't actually tell whether the sound is coming from above or from below. So right there he wasn't sure whether to have the rail LG out, because if Toxic was above him, then having the rail out is better. But if he's below, which was actually the case, he needed the LG. So ended up having enough stack to survive the initial switch and made the amazing pixel rail again to get the kill. Evil really connecting it. Toxic locking him away on that choke point, and he doesn't have enough health to go for it. And with such a frag advantage, he doesn't have to push his luck here. But we can see that Evil is a player that always likes to pressure if he can. You can see this pressure coming out from him. And Toxic kind of read the pressure, wants to close the distance, and boom, comes straight onto him. And does get the kill. So 11 health left, very close. But Toxic's aggressive moves working out there. And if we think about his aggressive move there, it was a very strong play to make, because he basically found that gap where Evil missed the rail, and Toxic's aim is so strong that he's able to make these plays where if there is that gap, he can jump, he can get that extra time to jump close enough that he can get that LG range on you and hit all the damage. So after that pickup of the yellow, he just wants to make sure he gets himself stacked up again. He knows he's got somewhat of an advantage on the weapons at the moment, so after just having picked up a fresh kill. And here he's going to go for the interception damage, predicting that Evil might try to deal damage from that low spot onto the Mega, because he knew that Evil couldn't possibly take the Mega away from him. So he's okay to try and sacrifice his positioning to get damage and ambush, you know, trap and so on. So that's what that was. And so now after picking up the Mega, he's thinking, okay, what do I want to do? I know that red is not spawning soon. It was just taken by Evil. I just picked up the Mega Health. So really one of the best things Toxic can do here is, as he is not close to the next yellow, 6 seconds away, he wants to maintain some good positioning and try to use that to deal some damage. So I would like to see him creeping and prowling around the upper areas here. And here we go. He does slow down, in fact. We can see him creeping around, looking for the ambush, looking for the damage. And a few footsteps here and there. And there's Evil coming. Oh, but going to go around the 50 side. And Toxic hiding perfectly. Evil with a very good switch there. Oh, wow. Okay. Evil did a humongous amount of damage there. Quite surprised how well he did. And this does hurt Toxic because he's going to be a little slow to this Mega Health, but can he be fast enough? Doesn't look like he will be, since he makes a... Yeah, no, he's not going to be quick enough. So Toxic's thinking, okay, I have a lot of armor. I need some health. Giving away the Mega's okay at this point because there's a lot of time left in the game. And if he can just stack back up on health, he's going to be in a strong position to defend the red. And that's going to be his next play. Putting himself in a position to effectively defend the red and take it and deal enough damage to beat Evil back or kill him, in fact. But actually, Toxic's going to go and... Yeah, he had to search. He knew the 50 was gone, so makes his way around. And here we go. Successful red pickup. No damage from Evil. So now he's thinking, okay, I want the Mega Health. And things are very simple at this point. Toxic really wants the items. He's not in a position where he's thinking too heavily about frags. He would rather try to create a situation where he's got the best possible chance in making a frag and doing it efficiently. So he's thinking, okay, Mega and Yellow, let's not make any crazy commitments. So what he'll be looking for here is to try to get some positioning around the Mega area that's strong. But this is the problem. Look where he's coming from. He's coming from below. So if Evil's up there in any way, they're already having position, Toxic could take a lot of damage. So he's got to be careful here. So you can see he's being careful by going up the side here. I mean, not only does he get a chance at picking up the yellow if it's there, he gets to see the upper area. And if Evil is going to be around, he doesn't get caught too off guard. So he always has a chance to fight back. If he just goes straight through the teleporter, could be dangerous. And there you go. There's Evil from below. So Toxic picking up the yellow, and he should get this Mega as well. So he's done the job he wanted to do. Sure, Evil got some items, but you cannot be perfect in this regard. Toxic's now given himself the stack that he wanted. So he knows that Evil's going to pick up this red. So the next logical step for Evil is to go towards the yellow rail, because Toxic knows that's the only armor that's going to be spawning. So Evil has the choice between getting position or going for that armor. Evil knows it's quite likely Toxic will pressure him from above, and Toxic knows that that's a good option as well. So we're probably going to see a battle there, or Evil can make the read and go high and try to damage Toxic from the 50, also effectively taking position and kind of being able to bully Toxic's routes along the map. So where's Evil? Is he below, or is he on around the 50? You can see that he left it yellow for Toxic, so Toxic's going to grab it. And this means that Evil should have taken position. So now Toxic's got to creep around. He's got to be careful because Evil could be lurking. There he is. Exactly. That's exactly the second option we're talking about. And there you go. Now Evil actually losing this execution battle, and Toxic didn't take much damage. So Toxic is in a brilliant position here, but it's all about trying to finish it off. He knows Mega's coming up soon. And this is up to Evil now. Evil can either go with a trap or an ambush, or just be extremely confident in his execution, or he can fall back. But if he does, he really has to deal like at least 100, 120 damage or so, like a good chunk of damage if he decides to pressure and fall back. But he's going to go for a commitment here, because what else could that be? And he's trapped right now, and Toxic gets a lot of good opening damage. And playing very well here, falling back with a rail for Evil. And Evil, oh my goodness, 2 rails back to back manages to make it happen. So an execution victory once again for Evil there. Sometimes those plays work, and that is Quake. So right now Evil knows that he's too late for the red armor, so he's going to pick up this yellow. He can hit Toxic around. Thing is, Toxic doesn't have any weapons, and this was kind of risky from Toxic to go straight to the rocket. He just wanted to pick up a rocket there. And he still needs a rail, I think, and he still needs a... yeah, he still needs a rail, still needs an LG. So Evil can actually play with this. He knows that Toxic is not going to have an LG. So this tells Evil that Toxic doesn't want to fight in open areas. So this means that if Evil can deny the lightning gun and for around when the Mega's spawning, he's going to be in a very strong position in certain spots. So the open area won't be accessible. So it means that Toxic's going to be looking for long-range rails, because Evil will have a better stack. Evil will be able to just brute force his way onto the Mega. So Toxic wants to deal long-range damage, and Evil knows Toxic can't deal damage in the open area there without the railgun. So that means that Toxic will most probably be coming from the low area to try to rail in, or coming from the grenade launcher area trying to rail in. So let's see how it works out after the pickup of the red here. Now Evil has to hit a rail here. And he's going to drop for it, in fact. And that's a good decision as well, but the thing is that you're putting it down right there. I mean, he didn't have to do that. He has the lead, and he's kind of putting it down to execution versus Toxic. So Toxic's a very strong executional player, and you're coming aggressively into a position which Toxic can defend when you have the chance that falling back, like dealing damage and falling back onto a guaranteed Mega whilst protecting your lead, which I think is a much better choice for Evil, but he decided to go with the crazy aggression, so whatever. And so the predictions I made before kind of counts for nothing now. But here you go, Toxic going to take the 50 and move his way onto the Mega. Evil will get it, and Toxic's just a little bit too slow there to actually capitalize. And this is actually an argument you can make for the play that the aggression Evil made, is that he will spawn on the other side to take the Mega. But the thing is, he still gave away a frag for that and some weapons, which gives more information to Toxic. He knows exactly what weapons Evil has and how that limits his options and how that biases certain decisions for Evil, because he can and cannot do certain things due to that weapon loadout he has. And here you go, no LG okay, so no LG for Evil. Toxic's making full use of this. He could be fighting back with rockets, but he knows that he can get a lot of free damage here because Evil has to show himself to shoot rockets, and Toxic doesn't have to shoot rockets back. He can just keep consistent damage out. So when he eventually does switch to rockets, his opponent's going to be low on rockets, and Toxic's going to be in a great position stack-wise. Oh, wow, okay. So unfortunately for Toxic, running out of ammo at the exact wrong moment, and good timing from Evil made the frag happen, and just horrible misses there from Toxic in the end. So nice executional victory there. And Evil even picking one up off the spawn. And another one off the spawn. So not much to say there. So the yellow picked up and replenishing the rockets, getting the health. Red's going to be up in the spot. This is a sketchy situation. He knows that Toxic has had enough time off the spawn to feasibly be there, maybe even trying to set a trap. Because what Toxic could do here is he could wait until he hears the jumps from Evil, and then he can be behind the pillar, behind that plasma, as you can see. And then as Evil's jumping towards, then Toxic can be like, haha, I'm here, and then grab the red mid-fight, and then if he hits some good rockets or whatever, Evil's in a lot of trouble. So let's see how it happens. So I don't think he has a rocket launcher, so yeah, he's got the the railgun. He's going to go for that move anyway, and it's Toxic. He manages to make it happen, but actually a lot of damage from Evil there as well, and he knows it. Good rail from Toxic off the spawn. So Toxic really, again, when you get to this situation, 2.5 minutes left, you're this many frags behind, 5 frags behind, it's execution, execution, execution. This is pretty much everything. You have to start making risky plays that rely upon you hitting crazy shots, and there you go. Some nice rail from Toxic to get the frag. So Toxic right now is in that dire position where, again, has to start taking risks. So first of all, going to get this base stack to work with, get the weapons. He's got everything he needs now. It's all about being aggressive now, just taking fights that you wouldn't normally take because the clock is against you. So Toxic is just going to have to aggressively rush into Evil now. Evil's going to be pretty strong in this position though. You can see Evil. Oh wow, he hit that just before he went through. So lucky rocket there. And Toxic knew the red is coming up soon, and he knows the Mega time also. So he doesn't have a choice. He just has to push his way onto Mega, just brute force his way on there. No choice. Evil could be around any corner. Oh, but actually Evil goes to the jump pad, giving Toxic some free damage and a lot of information. So with the pickup there, Toxic now has a minute and a half to make 3 frags. He spots his opponent again, just execution, here we go. Got to chase, got to make it happen. And he does, gets another kill, a minute and a half left, and 3 frags. Suddenly looks very doable as Toxic's hit all of his shots. And Evil's not had the best spawns ever. Again, Toxic just has to find his way around to position on top of Mega, and Evil's guarding this high position here. He knows Toxic has to jump across and is limited in his movement to do so, and that he doesn't have a lot of armor and health. So that means that Evil can actually stand here and just fight to the death. But the thing is, it is risky because of the railgun of Toxic. But you can see what happened there. He actually bought a lot of time and forced Toxic down because Toxic can't jump across into Evil there. He just can't do it. So Evil knew that. So it delayed Toxic, and this could win a Mega for Evil. It depends. Oh, he misses the rail. There you go. It did win the Mega indeed. It's execution from Toxic. Pretty simple stuff right now. I should get the red and the yellow. Again, execution. Here we go. Got to charge his opponent down. Find some damage. Find your way through that defensive damage from Evil. Try to maybe catch a double back, but no. Oh my god. Ouch. He's trading the red rockets there. And Toxic managing to bring it to 1 frag game and stealing away the red. So, I mean, I'm pausing, but again, it really is just execution. There's not much decision making here. It's not like Toxic can do anything but try to frag Evil. He's got no choice in the matter. Hits a brilliant rail there, runs out of ammunition. The pack, oh my, what the hell? Okay. So I guess the grenades maybe just put an end to this game. Nice from Evil there. Very unfortunate for Toxic. He played pretty well to get the comeback to happen, but oh wow, nice. Right at the end as well. So there you go. That's been another episode of QuakeLive Plays. Quite an interesting one from these two. I hope that it was somewhat informative and pretty nice game. Look forward to episode 5, which I may record after this one, actually, because I want to try and get them out really fast. I have a special plan for episode 10, but I'll end this video now, so thanks for watching. Look forward to episode 5. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I'll see you guys next time.